Oh no, we got some minors complaining probably. We got some minors complaining. This is probably at least some deranged Twitter users for sure. Definitely, most certainly. This is gonna come from Twitter. This is probably not gonna be the actual. Look at that like and dislike ratio for Ananta. I'm really interested about that game. Anyways, modern audience begged Sony to shut down problematic anime RPG and Ananta. It backfired horribly. RF says desu.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So just like anything else in the gaming industry, whenever there's something good and promising on the horizon, people start seething about it. They find any reason to be upset, and that's happening once again with the upcoming release of an open world RPG named Ananta. Now, despite the controversy we're going to look at today, overall, there's a lot of support. You can see the latest gameplay trailer that was uploaded 5 days ago. It has nearly 3 million views on this trailer alone. And also, you can see the like to dislike ratio. People are very...
Yeah, people are very excited because it's essentially essentially it's anime GTA, and it's gonna look very interesting.
Impressed, and I'll let the trailer play a little bit in the background as I talk here, but basically people have labeled this the anime Grand Theft Auto.
Apparently you can have dates in it too.
And for good reason, but it goes beyond that. It appears that they have taken a lot of successful aspects of other games and mashed it into this one game, which normally sounds very exciting, right? But of course, we live in times where people want to be miserable about everything, and here you have anime girls plus fun.
Yeah, let's literally just take anime girls and shove in that stuff. Just take anime girls and shove it in that in like any game, and it's just automatic success. Well, of course, the game needs to be good, and the developers should not be greedy, but that's about it.
Yeah, that makes the usual suspects seethe in anger, including games journalists and shills on social media who are trying to not only disparage this game, but also are encouraging Sony to try to take this down with legal action. The same type of people who cheer on Palworld and are condemning Nintendo for the lawsuit they filed against that game. But anyways, there's a lot to look at with...
So the same people that cheered on Palworld for taking stuff from Pokemon are now complaining that Ananta is taking stuff, and like the same complaint. It's the same complaint here now, but reversed.
This game, like I said, a lot of aspects. I think a lot of people are sold alone with a cute anime girl wearing yoga pants, dropping bombs from behind the three-point line. But anyways, this has a lot of aspects. I can't go through all of them, but there's one component of the game where you can do police-like interactions, including arresting people, doing body searches, drug tests, and issuing fine tickets. A little while ago, I talked about Take Us North, which is a propaganda piece where you play the role of an illegal migrant trying to enter the United States. And I said they got it all wrong. Not just the propaganda, but they should have done a reverse where you play the Border Patrol. But it looks like Ananta is doing that reverse that I talked about. But there's also a dating system in this game. And oh boy howdy, can I not wait for the amount of people calling users and...
This has potential. You know why this has potential? Because they're gonna crash out every single time. They're gonna crash out every single time they see the romantic dates between the male and a female. They're always gonna lose it.
Participants of the system, incels, predators, fascists. And you go, how would they call them fascists? Well, it's 2025, okay? They'll find a way to call people fascists for playing a dating sim aspect of this game. But anyways, good news for a lot of people. This is a free-to-play game, and a lot of people assumed...
It's not just free-to-play. It's not just free-to-play. They're essentially just giving your characters for free. They're only giving us cosmetics and furniture, which is interesting. Who wants to buy furniture? Interestingly enough.
Without any sort of confirmation that this was a gacha game. They never came out and said this was going to be a gacha game, but a lot of journalists and users on social media assumed based on, you know, the anime characters and the open world concept. But no, it is not your traditional gacha game. It's going to have in-game purchases with just cosmetic stuff like furniture, cars, outfits, stuff like that. So
Isn't that the Chinese game? Isn't this a Chinese? Is this allowed? This is a Chinese game. Is this allowed? Yo, CCP, what is this? They censor all the other games. This is gonna end up censored. There's no way they're gonna change that. The moment the CCP sees that, they're gonna pull the plug. They're immediately gonna pull the plug right there. And this one too. The moment the CCP sees that, they're like, yep, nope.
I'm sure they're going to make a gorgillion dollars on this game, to be honest with you. And the hype is definitely there. At this point, I believe there's over 11 or 12 million pre-registered users who are waiting for this game to come out after the latest trailer. There's a lot of hype surrounding this game. But of course, like I said, nothing good can come to the gaming industry without getting the usual suspects.
10 million pre-registrations. I've not pre-registered, and there's a good chance. There's a good chance. I need to pre-register still, and until I want to play it, anime version of GTA. Yeah, I probably won't be able to run it, but I will look. I will pre-register at least to get the bonuses, and maybe manage to log in. I just need to manage to log in to get the pre-registration.
Very upset, including journalists at The Gamer, who have said Ananta isn't anime GTA 6. It's a creatively bankrupt gacha game. Now, of course, like I said, people are calling...
But it's not a gacha game. It's not... You wouldn't call Warframe a gacha game. It is essentially anime... It's also like anime... It's like the same as Duet Night Abyss. It's essentially anime Warframe. GTA style. It's just anime Warframe. It's not even a gacha. What are we talking about? Also, I wouldn't complain if it's like repurposed, all the stuff is repurposed, but what's the word? Just put well to use. Then I don't care. Like all games are built on something a previous game has done.
Calling it the anime GTA, but that's not all it is. It's kind of a funny joke, but there's a lot of other aspects to this that people are discovering and they see being pulled from other games and put into one setting, which normally is a very good thing. But of course, they're calling it a gacha game as well. They assumed, without any confirmation, this was a gacha game. It never was being sold.
Guys, we need to realize the worst, also partially the fun, but also the worst part of any gacha game is the gacha. The only game that I like the gacha system in is Punishing Grey Raven, because if you do all the content, you can get every single character on its release. There's barely any gacha where you can do that. There's barely any gacha where you can do that.
As a gacha game, so isn't it great to see a journalist in their own title, not corrected by the way, it has not been edited, calling this a gacha game to hate on it, when it was never confirmed to be one in the first place. And it's even more ironic coming from The Gamer, who on their best pick, their staff pick of 2024 for the best games, they ranked Palworld.
Wait, so Ananta is creatively bankrupt, but you rank Palworld at number 3. What? Congratulations, you're a hypocrite now.
Number 3 of all games. This is the exact type of thing they're condemning. They took obviously a lot of aspects and inspiration from Pokemon, and they cheer this on, but with Ananta, they're very, very upset and condemning it. Very, very ironic. But anyways, they call this game, Ananta, something that feels hollow. It sucks. Games can look this good and feel so hollow. And they mention that they're taking swinging and parkour mechanics from Insomniac's Spider-Man.
You wanna play a hollow game? Any Ubisoft game. You wanna play a hollow game? Any Ubisoft game. You wanna play a hollow game? Play Ghost of Yotei. There you get a hollow game. That is a hollow game. You want to have a hollow game? That is a hollow game.
Titles. Oh boy. We'll see a lot more posts about that right now, where we have viral posts like this with 27,000 likes, nearly 7 million views saying, "Hey Insomniac, can I copy your homework looking game? How do these gacha games get away with straight up ripping off Spider-Man, not saying swinging mechanics shouldn't be done, but these are literally the Spider-Man 2 animations?" Yeah, leave the billion-dollar company alone. There's a lot to unpack here. I mean, number one, like we already talked about, this is not a gacha game. So they're using gacha in an inflammatory way to try to, I don't know, try to insult the game. but it's just not true. It's not a gacha game. So also people are saying Sony lawyers looking at the new Ananta gameplay footage. Like there's something there that they should file a law.
The thing is, like, these same people in the same sentence call Nintendo an evil company for copywriting game mechanics. But in the same vein, you want Sony to copyright game mechanics? I thought we all agreed on the terms that copywriting game mechanics is bad. We know where that went, right? The Nemesis system from Shadow of War that we'll never see again because they will never make a Lord of the Rings game like that ever again. Like, hello? Anybody? The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Lawsuit over. And then you have people saying you're effing joking, referring to other similar mechanics. And this person says, I hope Insomniac sues the ever-living F out of them. Now, this might seem stupid without an explanation, but I'll give you a brief reason why this is so dumb. They published the official gameplay trailer on the PlayStation YouTube channel. So if Sony had an issue with anything to do with this game, why would they not only support it, but...
That's also the ironic part, right? Sony is essentially the publisher, so it's not really right? They're okay with this, so I don't know why people are losing it.
But promote it and publish it. I literally cannot believe these are sentient human beings saying these things. And if you keep breaking it down, you can also see that NetEase is a part of this, and of course, they work closely with Sony, and Marvel Rivals made them a huge stack of cash. And then we're getting into a more detailed explanation. I think this does a really good job, so I'm going to read through this really quick. To answer your question in the second paragraph, Ananta is heavily advertised and marketed by Sony. Sony owns Insomniac Games. NetEase published Ananta and is also partnered with Marvel and produces arguably the most popular Marvel game of recent years. NetEase and Sony...
We know why that's popular, though. We know why that's popular, though. Have y'all seen the skins of that game? We know why it is popular.
Sony had a high-profile partnership back in 2021. Likely their partnership roles have expanded over the years. So if it really was a problem, Sony would have been the one to sue. Evidently, Sony is just fine with it. Not only fine with it, but supportive of it. Sony likely gave NetEase their explicit permission to use the Spider-Man mechanics, probably even asked some Insomniac devs to help with the implementation. You can now have your opinion about how it's one-to-one. It looks, and I agree, but it's a nothing burger. The parties involved, based on available facts, likely consented to it. I mean, if these partners here had any issues, if Sony had any issue, they would have done something. They wouldn't have allowed this to happen. So I don't understand the amount of bootlicking for Sony and people encouraging them to sue, or Insomniac, which of course is owned by Sony, to take some sort of legal action against Ananta is just absolutely silly. It would be completely self-defeating to sue someone.
You're essentially almost suing yourself? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Someone that you're working with. It makes no sense, especially when there's a positive result going. But people are seeing these slight comparisons and freaking out as if this never existed in any other game. Every person who is whining about Ananta, especially when it comes to the Spider-Man 2 references and the swinging motions, these are likely the same people who condemn Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld. So I think there's a lot of hypocrisy. I would just assume, if you saw someone mad at Ananta for this, you should also assume that they're cool with Nintendo. Otherwise, they're a massive hypocrite. So it's just very, very weird. But of course, you have these very aggressive posts we looked at, encouraging lawsuits against Ananta, and you have posts like this describing very clearly the stakes that we're talking about here and how ridiculous these posts really are.
We should, somebody should send some memes to ban, for the ban milk. Yes, ban milk. That's a meme.
How do these people respond who have been attacking Ananta? Oh, they don't want to have a real discussion. They say,
the lights are on, but nobody's at home. It's like a vacuum. Like, you can literally, like, show them proof. And they're like, I don't see shit. Or maybe the lights are not on in somebody's home. Either way, what are we doing?
This is the most copium post I've ever seen, LOL. There's no reason to even try and argue with these people. They've made their minds up. This is the average social media user. They make their mind up about something, and they just don't want to hear something that conflicts with their own opinion. And this is really a prime example of that. But of course, we have some other people confirming what was previously stated in that long post. This user saying, can confirm today I asked the Ananta devs about this at Tokyo.
Tokyo Game, why would it be, wait, or is it actually, wait, is it a Japanese game? I'm not sure. Is, like, we got so many Chinese gacha games that I don't even know where that one's coming from. Wait a minute. Now I gotta check. Wait, where's NetEase from? Where's NetEase from? No, it is Chinese. It is Chinese. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, it is Chinese. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some clouds randomly happening, chat. Because for Chinese gacha games, so what the Chinese do is that on close-up shots, they will just like put clouds in front of like sensitive parts. They did this for Snowbreak, where essentially you have like in like the close-up shots for the characters, essentially like the menu when like equip them, give them guns and shit. They have like the clouds there, so that you don't see anything, or like you know, just the sensitive woman parts.
Game show and possible conflicts with Spider-Man plagiarism complaints. They told me there's no issue for similar reasons. And here's Mark Kern, an OG WoW dev, saying, OG Blizzard was never original. Our formula was to take what works from other games and combine them, then add some unique flavoring on top just to sprinkle. It works. Ananta is just doing what Blizzard did, and also what I would assume a lot of other developers are doing as well. It is perfectly normal to take inspiration from other games, to see what's working for them and try to incorporate it in your own game. As long as you're not completely copying the entire thing one-to-one, start to finish, every aspect of the game, I think you're going to be okay. And again,
I think it's fine using mechanics from others. I think it's totally fine. I see no issue. I want to watch true crime. That true crime video is too long. I cannot throw that in here today anymore. It's too long. Also, Joe isn't here and he would complain.
And a lot of the people whining about Ananta are the same ones who are whining about Nintendo suing Palworld, so very ironic. Also, as pointed out here too, we're gonna have a tourist issue. I guarantee there's gonna be a big...
We have a tourist. Oh, it's a Genshin... Oh, of course, it's a Genshin profile. Yeah. No, I'm not surprised. Oh, wow. Wow. It's a Genshin fan. Wow. Who would have guessed?
Tourist issue. As with any anime-themed game, or any anime-themed piece of media these days, it's going to get a lot of attention, and the tourists are going to be out in full force. You can see some posts already starting to show up. This user's
it's a Genshin fan. Never take anything serious that comes from a Genshin player. Their opinions are not valid. Most of the time. Most of the time, their opinions are not valid, and here they're not valid, as usual.
Basically saying, can we talk about the fact that there's too many characters getting fan serviced? Saying, is this character even wearing a suit? Oh, and this character has revealing spots, and they're wearing plastic instead of a real suit. Please tell me y'all's opinion, and we should be respectful towards each other, okay? Thanks for reading. We're not doing this here. We're not gonna start whining about fan service in a non...
I'm gonna say it. Fan service is a part, since this is basically, it is, all gacha games are somewhat anime games, right? They're pretty much that, right? Fan service is an innate part of anime. If you cannot accept that, get the fuck out. It is a part of anime. It will always be a part of anime. It just is. You will never escape that. Congratulations. Mine are. Depends. If you're a tourist, then no. Like, shut the fuck up. Get out of here.
Okay? I think it's very obvious they're trying to play into that at least a little bit. We're not doing this. We're not going to have the same repeats of other popular games, whether it's actual gacha games like let's say Genshin Impact, for example, we're not going to have people coming in and trying to alter how things are going to be presented for everyone else, the vast majority of people who might be playing this game who do not have an issue with these things. And if they do have an issue, they'll be normal enough to just, I don't know, not engage with it. And even in the game, it sounds like a lot of the outfits, that's what you're going to be paying for in terms of microtransactions.
Well, and the best way to get the goat running is to get the goat horny. And that's what these outfits will be.
And so if you don't want to buy revealing outfits, then literally close your wallet and don't do it. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Anyways, what did we learn from this? They can never be happy with anything. They can never be happy with anything. For years, we've been crying for an anime GTA, right? For years. For years. We've been crying for an anime GTA. Now we're getting it and the people cry anyways. Chronically Online people, that is. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.